So just going to expand on the video that I done last night where I was talking about certain podcast hosts. They probably have come across my content, but they want to bring me onto their podcast because I don't fit their narrative. They don't mind getting a guy that comes from the ends. They don't mind getting him on their podcast who's just talking about, yeah, my man's just in the right frame of mind and you get me, man's on a positive thing and that, but can't tell anyone what he's actually really doing because he's just talking it. They don't mind getting a successful black man on their podcast and that who's a bit nerdy, a bit dorky and that. But they wouldn't want to get someone like me who's actually come from the streets, lived that life, like really on the road and that, and turned it around and has far surpassed everybody around him and everyone that he walks past in the street for the most part. They don't want to get someone like me because I don't fit their narrative. The narrative is you can come from the gutter, you can come from the bottom of the social economic scale, and you can be a man of color and still turn it around and be better than most and 99.9% of the people that he walks past. Not saying it's a competition, I'm only in a competition with myself, but what I'm saying is I'm further ahead than most people. They don't want to push that narrative. They want to push the narrative that, it's harder for black people and that. And yeah, maybe the only black people that are able to succeed is man that rub shoulders with white man. I don't roll with white man. I don't have no white friends. I got a problem with no white people. What I'm saying is, it wasn't no white person that got me to where I got to. Nobody got me to where I got to, or where I am right now, apart from myself. Man had no handouts and that. And I know it to be true that black people, they don't like to see a next man that looks like us, because I'm trying not to use the word black, but yeah, a next man that looks like us doing well for himself. They don't want to see people that look like me have positive experiences and that, and positive interactions. Now, what do I mean by that? I've released a few videos in the past where I've had positive interactions with the police. There was no shouting, there was no swearing, I didn't get handcuffed, I didn't get dashed on the floor, I didn't get tasered, I didn't get my head bust, nothing. I had a friendly joke with them. There was a time where I got stopped by the police in my car, that was positive. There was actually another time, I might find the video and release it, where the policewoman helped me push my car because my car broke down on the side of the road, positive interaction. But there was one time when the police came to my front door, another positive interaction. Do you know, forget about the one with the police officer helped me push my car. The one where I got stopped by the police, and the time when the police came to my door, which was within the last 6 months or something like that. Do you know, people that look like me were getting angry. I remember when I released that video where I got stopped by the police in my car, I had 2 family members, 2 dickheads, passive aggressively leaving some subliminal comments underneath my video. One of them said, "Oh, why are you smiling so much?" Well, I'm supposed to cry. Am I supposed to be angry? You see, you're not seen to be a black person or be one of the guys unless you have a stank attitude when it comes to dealing with the police. God forbid you have a smile on your face. Not a fake smile, a genuine, you find this a joke. You have to go and watch the video to understand what I'm talking about. You're not a black person unless you're coming with some strong negative energy towards the police. Our next idiot cousin, he said, just listen, this is when you know people are haters. If you're a content creator watching this right now and someone leaves a comment that doesn't mean anything, that's their way of hating without actually directly saying anything negative or hateful. I understand human psychology. The video where I got stopped by the police, one of my idiot cousins said, left a comment on Facebook. She probably wants your body, that's why she stopped you. What the fuck does that mean? He literally almost word for word, obviously it was a very long time ago. He wrote something along the lines of, she probably wants your body, that's why she stopped you. What the fuck does that mean? It's his way of trying to throw shade. It's his way of trying to be negative. Some people will be like, might laugh it off when they see it. And no, I understand. You're a fucking hater. You see, people that look like me would be happy for me to have a negative and bad experience with the police. People that look like me would want to see me getting roughed up or want to see me in a confrontation with the police because they hate the police. Because they want to be enemies with everybody. They just want an excuse to claim that they're oppressed by higher powers, whether it be the council, the government, the police, whoever. So that's why a lot of these podcast hosts, they would never have me on their podcast or their show or whatever, because they don't want to push that narrative. But you know what? The reason why I responded to that video and the first initial message was become too important to be ignored. Do you know what? I'm not interested in going on none of these podcasts with none of these men from the ends and that. I'm more interested in getting on, let's say, like Piers Morgan or let's say like the BBC or whatever and that. So I'm just going to continue putting the work in until I get to that stage, because my voice needs to be heard and my face needs to be seen on social media and that, because I'm inspiring the youth. It's crazy. There's people that want my channel taken down and my message to be shut down and that, when all I'm doing is inspiring the youth. They actually want my message to not go forward. I'm telling people, yo, you're not oppressed. This is not the 50s and 60s when my Jamaican people then first came over. We're not oppressed. We've got it easy. We live life on easy mode. You are making it hard, fam. They actually want this message removed, you know. They don't want to hear me say that. Why would you not want to hear someone who's come from the gutter and turned his life around and shown you, yo, it's possible, you know? Why would you not want that to be the narrative that's pushed out there? Because they got a victim mentality. They're sick in their head. They're sick in their head. Anyway, man, that's just a follow-up on the previous video from last night.